World Star. Yeah, I'm putting this on World Star. This is going on the book. We've all heard this. Unless you've been buried under a rock or in jail for the last 10 years. The internet is a tap away on your phone, on your tablet, on a laptop. You can get the internet in libraries. Everyone has a Wi-Fi. Over the course of the last 10 years, our society has developed a downward spiral of ignorance, in my opinion, due to the internet. It's very difficult not to notice people constantly looking down at their phones at restaurants, churches, playing games, going on Snapchat, going on Facebook, and everyone is guilty, including myself. The reason we're having this speech, the reason I'm giving this speech, is because over the course of the last 5 years, I've noticed how ignorant it's making people. I mean, even the president can't stay away from technology, and it's become a part of our everyday life, and that'll probably not change. The problem I have is that it's getting progressively worse. People constantly post on Facebook, putting up information, arguing with people over political situations, as if the candidates themselves are actually listening or reading what they're posting. People constantly put up personal information about themselves. There are little girls showing skin all of the time, bouncing around, twerking as they call it, which essentially is detrimental to these young ladies. They don't realize that their lives are ahead of them. There's fights that people record instead of breaking them up, car chases, you name it, you can find it through technology. And what it's doing to society is damning all of us. As close as technology brings us, it also distances ourselves from each other. Okay? There are people who are talking to people hundreds of miles away, but won't talk to people sitting in the same room with them. This is what technology is doing to us. This is why I feel it is making people more and more ignorant. Not all technology is bad, I need to point out, because emails are definitely help with speeding up processes. It laid waste to the fax machine. You can go to email. You're able to talk to loved ones hundreds and thousands of miles away on a regular basis and see faces of people that you possibly wouldn't have been able to in the past. So it's not all detrimental, but people foolishly put vital information on the internet constantly, which leads to identity theft and leads to the theft of products. People steal people's information and go on spending sprees. It was so bad even during the last election. Russian hackers stole information, American information, in order to finagle the voter registrations and actually to garner votes for Mr. Trump, or possibly for Mrs. Clinton as well. We'll never know. I'd like to bring up a situation with my son and Snapchat and how it'll explain to you exactly why I feel that it's making people ignorant. 6 months ago, my son put something on Snapchat. Now, I don't personally have Snapchat, but my son does and my brother does. And my brother saw something that my son put up that was disparaging, to say the least. And my brother contacted me due to this, and I took my son's phone and saw on Snapchat that he had put something that was detrimental to himself. And as I explained to my son, I said, hundreds of people watch this. I have friends, I have family that also have Snapchat that see this, and of course it gets back to me, which puts you in a bad light. It makes it seem as if this is something that you do on a regular basis. And this is what I mean about it dumbing people, not just children, but people down in general. That there are people out there that know you, that see these things, and now they have a general idea, or supposedly a general idea of what you are as a person, when this may or may not be true. But this is the situation with technology. Now, what I did and what I have done and what I think should be done is that we need to bring back SSR, or sustained silent reading. Now, I've taught my son that he has to read for at least a half an hour every day. And most days I have to remind him that he has to do it. But he definitely does read for a half an hour a day. And I think that if America, and in fact if the world, had decided to put their phones down, close your tablet, turn off your computer for half an hour and read a day, for half an hour a day, that it would change society for the better. Also, I believe that we've gotten away as a society from going on field trips. As a young man, my son is 14. As a young man, when I was 14, we went on field trips to libraries. We went on field trips to museums. We don't do this anymore as a society because the library can come to you through technology. But this isn't always a good thing. I feel it's our responsibility as a society to further the next generation. We've gotten away from libraries. We've gotten away from encyclopedias. When I was a child, my teachers would tell you that you can't have a calculator with you at all times. Well, due to technology, now everyone has a calculator in their back pocket. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. We need to learn, we need to teach our children to be able to do mathematics, at least simple arithmetic in their brains. You don't need a calculator for everything. And I believe, due to technology, due to society, that children think that this is acceptable. And it's not. Last but not least, World Star. The site itself is little more than glorified violence. But this is what society deems acceptable now. And this is what the children are looking at when you're not paying attention. So once again, it is our responsibility to rein them in, keep an eye on the children, and let's see if we can get them to read a little bit more, and possibly our society will make it in the next 10 years to a much better utopia of society. Thank you very much. You all have a good night.